stop for a second? Because what you're about to hear could completely change how you think about your health, especially if you're over 50. It might sound like a big claim, but it's not. The truth is, most people, even a lot of doctors, have never clearly explained this. Not because they don't know, but because it's not something you can put in a pill or pick up at a pharmacy. This isn't about a new drug. It's not about expensive supplements. It's about simple daily habits, the kind most people overlook, but that can have a powerful impact on your body. After more than 25 years of studying cancer at the cellular level, along with data from a massive study that followed over 100,000 people for nearly 3 decades, researchers found something very clear. What you do every single day plays a huge role in your cancer risk. In fact, when certain habits are done consistently, that risk can drop by more than half. No medication, no complicated treatments, just the way you live your life each day. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the 5 most important habits, starting with the simplest ones anyone can begin today, all the way to the one habit that most people over 60 are unknowingly getting wrong, and make sure you stay until the end. Because fixing just that one thing could make a difference most people never achieve. 1. Drink water in the morning. The first habit might sound almost too simple to matter, and because of that, most people ignore it. But this is actually the foundation of everything we're talking about today. It's drinking water first thing in the morning, right after you wake up. Not coffee, not tea, not breakfast, just water. Around 16 to 20 ounces, or about half a liter. Now, this might not seem like a big deal, but as we get older, especially after the age of 55, our body slowly loses its ability to tell us when we're thirsty. That means many people walk around every single day slightly dehydrated without even realizing it. And this is where the real problem begins. Inside your body, there is a system called the lymphatic system. You can think of it like your body's internal cleaning crew. Its job is to collect waste, damaged cells, and harmful substances and move them out so your body can stay healthy. But here's what most people don't know. This system depends almost entirely on water to work properly. When you don't drink enough water, that cleaning process slows down. Waste starts to build up. Damaged cells hang around longer than they should, and inflammation begins to rise. And chronic inflammation, even at a low level, is now known to be one of the key factors that can lead to cancer over time. There have been studies showing that people who drink more water every day have a significantly lower risk of certain cancers, especially colon cancer, by as much as 45% compared to those who don't drink enough. And that's not from a drug or a treatment. That's just from something as basic as staying hydrated. But it goes even deeper than that. Water also supports a process in your body called autophagy. This is like your cell's own self-cleaning system, where they break down and remove damaged parts before those parts can turn into something harmful. As we age, this process naturally slows down, but proper hydration helps keep it working more efficiently. So what should you actually do? It's very simple. Before you check your phone, before you eat, before you drink coffee, start your day with a full glass of water. Drink it slowly, but finish it. If you want, you can add a little fresh lemon for taste, but even plain water works perfectly fine. And here's a small tip that makes a big difference. Move your body for about 10 minutes right after. It doesn't have to be anything intense. Just walk around your house, stretch a little, or step outside for some fresh air. That light movement helps your lymphatic system flow better, which means your body can clean itself more effectively. It's simple, it costs nothing, and it might be one of the easiest ways to support your health starting tomorrow morning. 2. Fermented foods. Now let's move to the next habit. And this is where things start to get really interesting, especially if you're over 50. It's about fermented foods, things like yogurt, kimchi, sauerkraut, kefir, and miso. For a long time, many people saw these as simple traditional foods. Nothing special, just something you eat occasionally. But today, research is showing that these foods can play a much bigger role in protecting your health, especially when it comes to serious conditions like cancer. As we get older, especially after 60, our gut begins to change. The lining of the intestines becomes weaker and more leaky. This means harmful substances from your digestive system can pass into your bloodstream more easily. When that happens, your body responds with inflammation. And over time, chronic inflammation creates an environment where cancer cells can grow and spread more easily. This is exactly where fermented foods can help. These foods are rich in beneficial bacteria, often called probiotics. When you eat them regularly, they help restore balance in your gut and strengthen the gut lining. This reduces the chances of toxins leaking into your bloodstream. But there's another powerful effect. When these good bacteria feed on fiber from your diet, they produce a compound called butyrate. This compound helps signal damaged or abnormal cells in your colon to shut down before they turn into something harmful. It's like a quiet defense system working in the background. A study from Stanford showed that people who ate more fermented foods had lower levels of inflammation, including markers linked to cancer. That's powerful, especially because this doesn't require medication or expensive treatments. So what can you do? Start simple. Add 1 to 2 servings of fermented foods each day. It could be yogurt in the morning, a little sauerkraut with lunch, or a glass of kefir. And for even better results, combine them with fiber-rich foods like garlic or bananas. Over time, this small habit can make a real difference in how your body protects itself. 3. Walk properly. This is not just regular walking. It's what researchers call metabolic walking, meaning you walk at a steady, moderate pace for about 30 to 45 minutes. You should feel your heart rate go up, your body warm up, and you can still talk, but not comfortably sing. So why does this matter so much after 50? The reason is simple. Cancer cells depend heavily on glucose, which is sugar in your blood, to survive and grow. When you walk at this steady pace, your body starts using that glucose for energy. This means less fuel is available for harmful cells. At the same time, your blood flow improves and more oxygen is delivered throughout your body. Cancer cells do not thrive in oxygen-rich environments, so you are creating conditions that make it harder for them to grow. A large study of about 1.4 million people showed that regular moderate activity like walking reduced the risk of colon cancer by 42%, breast cancer by 38%, and lung cancer by 27%. That is a huge impact for something so simple. There is another important reason. As you age, your mitochondria, which are the energy centers of your cells, begin to decline. Walking helps your body create new mitochondria, improving your overall energy and cell function. To start, aim for 30 to 45 minutes a day, at least 5 days a week. Try to walk in the morning before eating if possible, because your body will use stored sugar more effectively. Keep it simple, stay consistent, and over time, this small habit can become one of the strongest ways to protect your health. 4. Cruciferous vegetables. We're talking about cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, and cauliflower. These are not just healthy foods in a general way. They contain a special compound called sulforaphane, and this compound works in a very unique way inside your body. Sulforaphane helps activate something called NRF2. You can think of NRF2 as your body's internal defense system for your DNA. When it is turned on, it helps your body remove toxins, fight oxidative stress, and repair damaged DNA before that damage turns into something more serious. This is extremely important because as you get older, especially after 50, this protective system starts to slow down. Your body becomes less efficient at defending itself at the cellular level. That's one of the reasons why the risk of cancer increases with age. This is where sulforaphane becomes so valuable. It helps turn that system back on. Instead of letting your body stay in a weakened state, it gives your cells a signal to protect and repair themselves again. And the research behind this is very strong. Studies have shown that people who regularly eat foods rich in sulforaphane have a significantly lower risk of certain cancers. For example, bladder cancer risk can be reduced by up to 52%, and prostate cancer risk by around 41%. That is a huge impact from something as simple as what you put on your plate. But here is something very important that most people get wrong. These vegetables do not naturally contain sulforaphane in its active form. It is only created when the vegetable is chopped or chewed, which activates a natural process inside the plant. And if you cook it the wrong way, especially at high heat for too long, you can destroy that process and lose most of the benefit. So what should you do? After you cut or chop broccoli or similar vegetables, let them sit for about 30 to 40 minutes before cooking. This gives enough time for the beneficial compound to form. You can also eat them raw, especially broccoli sprouts, which are one of the richest sources. If you do cook them, keep it light, like steaming for just a few minutes. Avoid overcooking. Here's a simple tip that can make a big difference. Add a little mustard or raw radish when you eat these vegetables. They contain natural compounds that help boost the activation of sulforaphane, even if the vegetables have been cooked. This may seem like a small detail, but it can completely change how powerful these foods are inside your body. When used the right way, this simple habit can help your body defend itself, repair damage, and stay stronger as you age. 5. Sleep. Now we come to the most important habit of all. And honestly, this is the one that can change everything if you get it right. It's sleep. But not just sleep in general, it's the quality and timing of your sleep. Many people think as long as they lie down for a few hours, that's enough. But your body needs deep, consistent sleep to truly protect itself, especially after the age of 50. When you enter deep sleep, something powerful happens inside your body. Your brain activates a system that helps clear out toxins and waste, almost like a cleaning cycle that only turns on at night. At the same time, your body produces melatonin. Most people think of melatonin as just a sleep hormone, but it's much more than that. It is one of the strongest natural substances your body has to fight against cancer. It helps slow down the growth of abnormal cells, blocks tumors from building the blood supply they need to grow, and supports your immune system so it can find and destroy harmful cells early. Here's the problem. As you get older, especially between the ages of 40 and 70, your body produces much less melatonin, sometimes up to 70% less. That means your natural protection system becomes weaker over time. And if your sleep is poor or inconsistent, that protection drops even further. This is why lack of sleep is now strongly linked to a higher risk of cancer. There was a long-term study that found people who consistently slept between 7 and 8.5 hours each night had up to a 48% lower risk of dying from cancer compared to those who slept less than 6 hours. That is a huge difference, and it comes from something as basic as how well you sleep. So what can you do to improve this starting tonight? First, go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. Your body works on a rhythm, and consistency helps it function better. Make your room as dark as possible, because even small amounts of light can reduce melatonin production. Keep the room cool, around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, because your body sleeps better in a slightly cooler environment. Avoid eating at least 3 hours before bed so your body can focus on repair instead of digestion. And try to turn off screens like phones or TVs at least 90 minutes before you sleep, because the light from screens can confuse your brain and delay your natural sleep signals. This may sound simple, but it is incredibly powerful. When you sleep the right way, your body repairs, protects, and resets itself, and over time, this one habit can become your strongest defense in staying healthy as you age. Here's the most important thing I want you to take away from this video. You are not too old to protect your health. You are not too late to make a change. Your body still has the ability to heal, to defend itself, and to repair damage, but only if you give it the right conditions to do so. And the truth is, those conditions are not complicated. They're not expensive. They're not locked behind some treatment or prescription. They are simple daily habits that your body has needed all along. Drinking water first thing in the morning. Adding fermented foods to support your gut. Walking the right way to help your body use energy and stay strong. Eating the right vegetables that help protect your cells. And getting deep, quality sleep so your body can repair itself every night. These are not extreme changes. They are small, simple actions that, when done consistently, can build something very powerful over time. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. Because every single morning, you get another chance to take one step in the right direction. And please don't wait until something goes wrong to take this seriously. Prevention always starts before the problem shows up. If this helped you even a little, subscribe and watch the next video on this channel to keep learning how to protect your health as you get older.